This is the Average to Savage podcast with Paul Guarino. Everyone and anyone, athletes, celebs, and much more.
This episode is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best men's below-the-waist grooming champions of the world. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped just launched their 4th-generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right, the 4.0. Join the 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code PG at manscaped.com. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code PG at manscaped.com. That's 20% off free shipping at manscaped.com and use the code PG. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. What's up, everybody? I'm back for another episode of the Average Savage podcast. Our special guest today is Brian Maxwell. Brian, how's it going?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Good. Appreciate you coming on. I know you had a crazy week. I know your page has been blowing up. Like, what's it been like?
Man, it's been wild, man. Like before the fight, man, I had only like 2,200 followers on Instagram, and now I'm at like 9,700 followers.
Heard. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, man, it's been a wild week, man. I still got a bunch of messages that I haven't got to answer back yet.
For sure. So tell me, how did this opportunity come about to fight Chad Johnson?
Man, I'm still baffled. I haven't even found out how they picked me or why they picked me, but I'm glad they picked me, and it was an awesome opportunity to fight one of my idols, and it happened, and it's a true blessing, and man, I'm still excited that it happened.
Yeah, for sure. Now, when you say he's your idol, like what made you like Chad Johnson, and how did you discover him when he was playing football and stuff?
Man, I discovered him at like his last year in college, and I was like, oh man, that dude's a beast. I like the style, I like this arrogance, I like this cockiness, I just like this attitude. And when he got into the NFL, that's one person that I was like, oh shit, he gonna make some noise. And I followed him since day one. I even wore his number when I first started playing football. You know what I'm saying? And I idolized him and kind of molded myself after him. And I loved it. And it's crazy. Like it's still up here with me that I even got to fight him.
yeah, for sure. Were you hesitant to like take the fight because it was like your idol?
Not really, but I had some stipulations only because I was already getting ready for a fight, and like I told them, if I took the fight, would it hurt my other fight? And once they told me it wouldn't hurt my other fight, I was like, I'll gladly take it. Just for the simple fact is, he's super competitive. He's an all-world athlete, and I'm super competitive. And it was like fighting myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I grew up a Chad Johnson fan as well. I remember ordering a jersey on eBay, and this was back when like PayPal was still kind of new and all that. So I sent a money order, and I never got the jersey.
Damn.
That was just highway robbery right there. But yeah, what about just going back in time? Just, I know you just mentioned you played football. Just tell me like about your background and like where you grew up and stuff.
I mean, I come from a small place called Franklin County, Virginia, aka the moonshine capital of the world. All and right. I grew up in, I'm not gonna say poverty or nothing like that, but my family wasn't super poor, but we wasn't super middle class either. And I always lived in the country and lived in apartments and stuff growing up as a kid, watched my mom struggle and stuff. And I wanted to make a change when I was a kid, and my mom made me play basketball, and I loved it to a point, and then I got to a point where I was burnt out and didn't like it no more. And I moved into wrestling because guys I grew up around wrestled, and I used to go to their matches and stuff, and that's what I wanted to do with myself. And I finally said fuck basketball and started going to wrestling practice. but after wrestling came football, and then I started running track, and I stuck with all three sports all the way through middle school and high school. And then when I got to college, I tried to play football and wrestle at the same time, But since I was on a full wrestling scholarship, they made me choose wrestling over football because they didn't want me to be a dual sport athlete at that point in time.
Gotcha. And then while you were in college, like what, like did you want to be like an MMA fighter?
I discovered MMA while I was in college.
Okay.
But before college, I used to watch Kimbo Slice all the time. That was like my
Yeah.
favorite guy back in the day. And I actually got to meet him at one of my fights. And that was awesome. And, I kept in contact with him until the day he died. And I'm actually friends with his son on Facebook and Instagram and stuff. And I talk to him every once in a while. But, I was chilling with my roommates in college one night, and one of my college roommates, big UFC fan. I didn't even know what the UFC was back then. And, he's like, let's watch these fights. And he turned the fights on, and Anderson Silva was the main event. So started watching the fights, and I picked Anderson Silva as he was going to be my favorite fighter no matter what, because I liked his style, his charisma, and how he acted. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
at that point on, that sparked my interest. And 2 years after college, I decided, once I found out I had a son coming, that hey, I need to do something with myself. Let's try my mixed martial arts. And now we're here.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's actually crazy. I don't know if you know, I actually work with Kimbo Slice Jr., Baby Slice. So that's
Do you?
a small world. Yeah, that's my boy.
Hell yeah, man. Tell him I said what's up, man. Like,
I was literally just texting him last night because I thought he was. I live in Connecticut, so Bellator's here right now, so I thought he was here, but he wasn't.
yeah,
But yeah,
tell
that's why.
him to tell Baby Slice he need to go ahead and come to bare-knuckle, man.
All right, I'll link him. That's why. You know what's crazy? I actually made a poster of him versus Jake Paul before the Ben Askren fight, like way before, like in December, just to like try to get that going. Just
Hell
try to
yeah,
get
that's
anything
what's
going.
up.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
And yeah, just going back to the MMA, you started in 2011. And it's funny you said Anderson Silva too, because I was going to compare it to Alessandra fighting him, and he said that was his idol, and he was like kind of like nervous about it, and you fighting Chad Johnson, so it's kind of like a circle thing. Like when you were fighting Chad Johnson, were you like, did you like not want to hurt him?
Yeah, man. Like man, in this fight, man, I had so much respect for Chad just because
Yeah,
he's my idol. Like I held back a lot in the fight, man,
yeah,
honestly. And I still got hit. I got hit. He
yeah,
rocked me one time.
yeah.
He rocked me. I'm not gonna lie about that. He rocked the fuck out me. And I was like, okay, this is what it's gonna be like. So, I held back a lot in that fight. I could have, got on him a whole lot more, but we were there to entertain and not try to kill each other. You feel what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I end up getting a highlight in the fourth round, and that will stick forever. And it's still wild to me that we even fought each other. And
Yeah.
I've talked to him every day since the fight. I hung out with him a little while after the fight, once we were done with media stuff, and it's awesome. He's actually going to be with me at my next fight, so that's
Oh,
cool in its own
yeah.
itself.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, I thought you guys were the most entertaining fight. I thought it was a win-win for both of you guys. So
Yes,
I thought
sir.
it was great. Yeah, then
Yeah,
just
everybody thought we got a fight of the night, honestly.
yeah.
So if we got a fight of the night, Mayweather Promotions need to hit us with that bonus check real quick.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, and then just going back to your MMA, like you started out in 2011 as an amateur, and then you turned pro in 2016. What was that jump going from amateur to the pros like?
I mean, it wasn't too bad because in the mix of it, I took like a year off because I couldn't get fights anymore as an amateur.
Hmm.
So during that year, I trained, and I studied the business before nobody tried to, as fighters would say, try to pit me out when I did go to the next level. You feel what I'm saying? And I studied the business, I studied management, I studied everything from top to bottom. And when I first got my first opportunity, that's when I took it to go pro here in my hometown. Well, not my hometown, but the town that I live in. And we started there, and you know the transition wasn't too hard at all.
Yeah, for sure. Then what about how did you get into bare knuckle boxing? Like that's like a whole nother level of fighting.
Yeah, it's a whole different type of level of fighting. But it sparked my interest when one of my homies, Reggie Barnett, who's the winningest fighter in bare-knuckle history right now. He fought on their very first fight card, and to show him support, I watched the fights, and it sparked my interest a little bit. And then BKFC2, one of my training partners, got to be on the card, and that was awesome. Everybody was excited about it, and he invited me to be in his corner to help coach him. So while we were there, a lot of the fighters thought I was fighting that night, and I was like, no, I just fought like a couple of weeks ago because I fought a Bellator veteran, and I ended up beating him in like a minute and some change. And I was like, I'm not here for his shine. He's fighting, and I actually got offered a fight at BKFC2, but I wasn't there for that, so I turned it down at that point. So my next step was 6 months later. I ended up at tryouts, and at the end of tryouts, they told me I had a good showing, and they told me what I needed to do. And another 6 months went by, and I had my very first fight. I signed with them, then I had a fight.
Gotcha. And then what's your background like MMA wise? Like what's your like the classes and things like that, like belts and things like that?
Well, wrestling is my base mainly.
Yeah.
But I'm a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, and I've done some Muay Thai training and kickboxing training, and I done karate as a kid, but I don't really count that because I only did it for like 2 years. But I've dabbled in everything. I've tried everything. I started at a boxing gym when I first got into MMA, because that's the only place that would accept me at that point in time was a boxing gym.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done it all, and I like being a multiple sport athlete. Yeah. Just because it's what I do and what I know how to do. You feel what I'm saying? And boxing is still kind of new to me, just for the simple fact is I never had an amateur boxing background or an amateur boxing fight ever. And boxing's still new to me. And the Chad fight was only my second boxing fight ever.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So what's next for Brian?
What's next for me? I'm actually going to be fighting in 2.5 weeks for BKFC 18.
Okay.
Opponent to be named within the next couple of days.
All right, that's dope. So what do you want to stick with? Do you want to stick with MMA, bare knuckle, boxing, or all of them?
I'm a multiple sport athlete. I'm with any opportunity that works best for me. All right. And my family and my team. You feel what I'm saying? I like doing it all.
All right, and, I like that.
But I'm signed with bare knuckle. I still have a couple more fights with them on my contract, but they've worked with me well enough to let me go fight for Mayweather. And if Mayweather brings me back, I'm down for it. And any opportunity that I get from now, I'm down with it.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why I forgot to ask you too. What did it mean to you to just be on a Floyd Mayweather card? I mean, that's crazy.
Man, it meant a lot. Like literally, like 6 years ago. I'll have to go back and look. I'm pretty sure it's almost that time where it's going to come up on my Facebook in my memories that I put on my Facebook that one of these days I will be fighting on a Floyd Mayweather card. And it just so happened it finally happened.
We need that screenshot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's almost about to come up in my Facebook memories. As soon as it does, I'm screenshotting it and putting it up on all my social media outlets.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. Still, man, it's a true blessing, man. Like, I'm baffled that they even mentioned my name, but also at the same point in time, I'm very gracious and I'm counting my blessings.
Yeah. Now I could tell you're a humble guy. So when you get into a ring or a cage, like, does a different switch go on?
Yeah. I mean, I try to be as humble as I can, just for the simple fact that, when I started MMA back in 2011, I was Chad Johnson. I was a cocky, arrogant guy. Like, I didn't think I would ever get beat. I didn't think anybody could touch me. And I found out real quick that I could be touched and somebody could beat me. You feel what I'm saying? But, I try to be as humble as I can be now that I have the knowledge that I have and have been all the places that I've been and hung around the people that, dropped some knowledge on me in the fight game. But, at heart, I still have a high confidence level. And I'm still very cocky and shit at times. But when I get in the cage, ring, square, circle, a different switch turns on. Especially right now too, man. I'm at the happiest point of my life with fighting. I feel like I'm in my prime, and a lot of things are going my way.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. What advice would you give to a young fighter trying to make it?
The same advice I give to my son. Once we start something, quit or I can't is not in our vocabulary anymore. You got to stick to what you want to do. You never quit it. You never say I can't do this, I can't do that. You stick to it. You push yourself. You never quit no matter what. You stick to that dream, and if you want to pursue it, go after it. Be an opportunist. Be a go-getter. Live it out. Live your best life.
Yeah, I like that. All right, you ready for some fun questions?
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite song right now?
My favorite song? Man, I got like two favorite songs right now.
All right, let me know.
Well, my first one is Intro by Fujiano. That's like one of my favorite rappers right now. And then, Suge by the Baby. I've been rocking the hell out those songs for like the last
Yeah,
year. Yeah, those are my shit right now.
for sure. What do you like to do in your free time?
Um, Man, in my free time, I'm between work and being in the gym. I like to do stuff with my cars and spend time with my family and my friends and stuff. But I like messing with my cars. I own two Honda Civic SIs, and one of them is a rare one. It's a Mugen SI, and it's one of 1,000 ever made. So
That's sweet.
that's pretty awesome. I like to go to the track and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
that's my
dope.
thing outside of mixed martial arts and family and stuff.
That's dope. All right, last one. What celebrity would you want to fight next if you had the choice?
Whoever I'm offered, if it happens.
Is there any like celebrity or like athlete that you just don't like and you want to beat them up?
I mean, not really. If they offer me another celebrity, I'm cool with it. And that celebrity probably will die this time. I had too much. I had too much. I had too much respect for Chad to try to kill him. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
to unleash a lot of things. But if they offer me another celebrity, that celebrity is going out in one or two rounds. That's
All
me
right.
being completely honest.
I like that. All right, actually, one more. Has anyone reached out to you that you were like, wow, that's crazy that, or like who are any celebrities or athletes that reach out?
Yeah. You know who Lindell White is that played for the Tennessee
Yeah,
Titans?
yeah.
He reached
USC.
out. Yeah, of course, I got to talk to Brandon Marshall and
Yeah,
Terrell Owens after the fights and stuff. And I've had a few people hit me up, but you know,
yeah, that's cool.
I still got messages I haven't even read yet. So
Yeah,
I see some blue checks in there. You know what I'm saying?
you'll be getting the blue check soon.
Hey, hope so. I actually, they told me like as soon as I hit 10,000 followers, which will hopefully be here within a couple days or a day or so,
Yeah,
I'll probably end up getting my blue check.
for sure.
So that'll be awesome.
All right, well, I appreciate you coming on, and could you let the listeners know where to follow you on social media?
Follow my fighter page on Facebook, Brian Maxwell, MMA fighter. Of course, you can follow me on Instagram, Brian Maxwell, and of course on Twitter, follow me, Brian Maxwell Official, and that's my social media network. Shout out to my sponsors though, Fusion CBD, CBD products, Moon Juice, cryptocurrency, the only cryptocurrency powered by energy drink. Make sure you check those guys out. So if you're into cryptocurrency, definitely check that out. But I got a bunch of other sponsors, but I don't got my list with me. So yeah.
Shout out to all Brian's sponsors. Yeah, that's
Yes,
dope. The
sir.
cryptocurrency one. Well, again, I appreciate it, and best of luck with your career. I'm definitely going to be checking it out and see what's next in the bare knuckle fight. What day did you say it was?
June the 26th. Make sure you got the app though, BKTV app. Make sure you got that. It's only $3.99 a month.